I'm with Gaurav Yadav, the Director General of Police of Punjab, Punjab's top cop, and my colleague at the Tribune, Jupinderjit Singh. I'm Jyoti Malhotra, and this is Decode Punjab, a brand new show from the stables of the Tribune, which discusses all the issues in Punjab of the moment with the most important and interesting newsmakers of the state. All of you have grown up reading the Tribune newspaper. Here it is. If you haven't, then please buy a copy and do follow us and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel and across social media. But today we have Mr. Yadav with us talking about all the issues at play in our state. Mr. Yadav, welcome to the Tribune.
Thank you. Good morning to everyone.
And my first question to you is about the huge reshuffle, or if you like. 10,000 cops have been shifted across the state. And I'm going to take full credit for it, by the way. This is a story done by Jupinderjit Singh, my colleague, who's saying that there were 14 drug overdose deaths in 14 days, 2 weeks, over the last 3 weeks or so. And it is in response to that the Chief Minister, Bhagwant Mann, has shifted these 10,000 cops. What's your response to that?
I would like to clarify that Punjab Police is a very brave police force.
Of course, none of us deny that.
Please let me speak.
Sure.
It's a very brave police force which has successfully fought terrorism. I am proud of this police force, and I would like to clarify, put it on record, that nobody in this general reshuffle, there is no taint anyone. There's a state policy of which was formulated in 2020, and according to that, tenures of officers are prescribed. So it is a general administrative exercise. Our Punjab police rules also prescribe, and I would suggest, yes, we are very conscious, very alive to the drug trafficking. As we go along, I'll explain how it is a multi-dimensional problem.
So why was this reshuffle done in the wake of Jupinderjit's story?
It is in a routine manner.
It was routine. Yes. After Jupinderjit's story, it was done.
Yes.
That's routine.
And
is that routine, Mr. Yadav?
Please don't taint police like this, ma'am.
We are not tainting police.
No,
we are not tainting
I take a strong objection, ma'am.
Okay.
Please, it is a brave police force. Please don't do discredit to any police officer by making irresponsible statements, ma'am.
Why do you think it's irresponsible?
Because it is a routine exercise. I am saying with complete authority.
Okay.
You cannot label a person as tainted until you have given him an opportunity, and this exercise has been carried out on administrative ground. I stand with my Punjab police. I want to clarify that.
We stand with the Punjab police.
Yes.
The Tribune stands with the Punjab police. Let me just reiterate that.
And the Punjab police.
Mr. Yadav, let me just reiterate that the Tribune stands with the Punjab police. There is
absolutely. So, ma'am, please don't taint Punjab police, ma'am. Don't taint Punjab police. Don't run it down.
Mr. Yadav, one second. Mr. Yadav, the question was a very simple and a straightforward one.
I'm giving a very simple answer, ma'am.
So we are not
it's an administrative exercise.
Okay.
It's an administrative exercise carried out as per Punjab government transfer policy, which is done in a routine way. People are not shifted because of any taint. People are simply shifted because they have completed a certain amount of tenure
10,000 cops.
In a certain, ma'am, because we had this code of conduct. So therefore, it was an exercise which was waiting for some time. But to say that it is related to someone who has, who's linked to it is an absolute aspersion.
But this is
it's an absolute aspersion.
Mr. Yadav, there is no aspersion on you.
No, not on me.
Absolutely no, Mr. Yadav, one second.
A constable, it's an aspersion on the constable. If you say that
who is making this aspersion?
No, I don't know. The media. So I want to clarify.
Who is making this aspersion?
No, I am not aware. I am just stating facts.
Okay. Mr. Yadav, the government, listen, we are not here to get into an accusation or a counter-accusation.
So don't tell me the interpretation. I am telling you, are asking me a question. I am giving you an answer that this is an administrative exercise.
Okay.
Yes.
So the 10,000 cops that were transferred after the report in the Tribune by Jupinderjit Singh, my colleague here, was an administrative exercise, yes?
Ma'am, you see, this is, I would say that we really are very respectful towards the Tribune. We respect
and we are very respectful towards
the police.
We
respect investigative journalism. Yes. At the same time, you see, I would like to just tell you that the death crescent is in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Af-Pak border. 90% of the world's heroin is manufactured in Pakistan. It crosses this border.
How does it cross it?
Through drones. You see, we are fighting the nation's battle. The Pakistan is bleeding us cut by cut. You see, since 2019, 906 drones have crossed this border. Now, we, Punjab Police, in coordination with the central government, in coordination with the BSF in the last 2 years, we have now this year 101 out of the 247 drones were brought down. So gradually, you see, it was what I mean to say, this is a war, this is narco-terrorism sponsored by Pakistan, by state actors, by non-state actors, and we are a border state. We have risen to the challenge. I would like to inform everyone, out of 68,000 NDPS Act cases registered in the country, 12 to 13,000 are registered in Punjab every year. Our recovery rate is the highest. I would like to go on record and inform that during the Model Code of Conduct from 16th of March to 1st of June, our recovery was the third highest in the country.
So, Mr. Yadav,
ma'am,
please go ahead. Please, yes. That's a very good, please go ahead.
It is this Punjab Police which has done record recoveries. Our conviction rate at 81% under the NDPS Act is the highest in the country. It was 59% in 2017-18. So from 59%, we have brought up the conviction rate. We have gone after the big fish. We have seized property worth 200 crores of drug smugglers in the last 2 years alone. That earlier it was zero. This again is among the highest figures in the country. So I appreciate, you see, maybe I shouldn't have, I got emotional about
that's
it.
Absolutely.
I was emotional because I'm
you
emotional
were defending your
cops. I am passionate about my police
absolutely,
force. No,
absolutely.
Their honor, the honor of a constable of the Punjab Police is important to me. I don't tolerate aspersions. So it's general, because this is a very brave police force. We are sitting in a state which we are under international borders. Every day we are facing national security challenges. So the police force is performing. The police force has delivered. Yes, there would be black sheep in the police, and we have a zero tolerance policy towards, you know, somebody who's connived, who's involved in the drug trade. And also, let me tell you, we have dismissed our people. We have taken criminal action. We have registered FIRs, arrested police officers. So that is a different proposition.
Right.
That my only thing was that once a general reshuffle, once we are doing it on administrative ground, we are not casting a taint on the cop who's on the beat.
Okay, so Mr. Yadav, let me just say that, and I'm really grateful to you for expressing your sentiments, your emotion, and it's wonderful to see Punjab's top cop defending his boys and girls, right? His colleagues, his officers.
I'm just putting the facts straight.
Yeah, good.
I'm just putting the facts
I just want to say,
I'm not defending, I'm putting the facts.
I'm glad you're putting the facts straight. Let me just say that at the Tribune, there is no question of, absolutely no question of casting any aspersion on anyone.
I didn't mean the Tribune, ma'am.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Okay.
I don't like people pointing fingers at my force.
So who are you casting aspersions at then? If it's not the Tribune, who are you casting?
No, I'm just saying you are providing me a forum to express myself.
Right.
So
you are saying,
I'm using your medium. I'm telling everyone, please don't cast aspersions on Punjab Police. It's a brave police force which has fought terrorism, which will fight drugs, which is fighting drugs. It is fighting the nation's battle.
So are you saying that the political party in power, the Aam Aadmi Party,
we are professionals, we don't comment on political matters. Please confine yourself to political questions, professional questions.
Okay. So now, Jupinder, you have a question?
Yeah. Yes, sir. As ma'am said that you are very passionate about it, and you have, as you said that so much has been done against drugs. You quoted figures and other. But you know, there's one police officer who is still absconding. Punjab police carries out CASOs, you know, the cordon and search operations, I think every 2 weeks.
You see, why don't you tell us where he is? Listen.
But still,
who are you talking about?
Listen.
Why don't you name
AIG Rajit Singh, he's absconding for more than 1 year, and 80,000 plus cops are unable to find him.
It is very.
So public ask this question.
Very
sir.
easy to say such things.
But sir,
it's very easy. You see,
you have a brave force, the best force,
you
war
see,
against Pakistan, and there is one police officer who is still absconding.
We have formed this matter since is being monitored by the court monitored. So I cannot comment on investigations. But
he's not on bail.
You see,
court refused his bail. He was sitting in the STF office when the court refused bail, and still he managed to flee.
See, we have confiscated his property worth nearly 20 crores. So the STF, Nilab Kishore is among the finest officers in the country who investigated the Arushi murder case. So he is in charge of this case. He is making all efforts to go forward in the case.
So would you say that he will be caught very soon now?
We are very hopeful. Nilab Kishore is among our best officers.
So you know where he is?
Of course I don't know.
You don't know where he is?
No.
But do you know?
Do you?
No, I don't. So that's my question to you. Is he inside Punjab?
How do I don't comment on investigations.
Okay. Do you know if he's inside the country?
I can't comment on an ongoing investigation.
All right. So let me ask you again, you talked a lot about how there is this war against drugs in Punjab and that the Punjab police force is fighting this war, all hands on deck. Now, you talked about the big fish. Who are the big fish?
You see, ma'am, I have come for an interview. When I say, do you expect me to carry a list of the big fish?
I'm sure you remember a couple of names.
I can't take names. You see, these things are confidential matters. These things are.
But there are big fish.
You see, we define big fish as anybody against whom 2 kg or a bigger seizure of heroin is.
So 2 kgs or more?
Heroin.
No, so 2 kgs of
No,
heroin and more.
It depends. You see, it's just to segregate who are the.
Yeah.
big
So how do
smugglers.
you? So I think that's the question. How do you distinguish between small fish and
By
big
recovery.
fish?
By recovery.
No. So how much is small fish? Like 10 grams,
It
100
depends.
grams.
It depends. You see, first of all, the consumers. That consumers, we don't go after the consumers. We have a positive approach towards the consumers. Then we come what we say the peddlers, who are moving small quantities of on the streets. And in fact, I would freely admit that despite, you see, people ask us that despite so much of good work, why drugs are available. Now, why drugs are available is that there are a large number of peddlers because of unemployment, because of
How many peddlers do you think there would be? Andaza, 10,000,
No,
20,000.
I'll not speculate.
Okay.
Ma'am, you button, then I lose my.
I'm sorry, I won't do that
thought.
again.
So what is happening is that it's in fact I would commend Tribune for highlighting this story. But very interesting thing is, not borne out in it would be, I think it would be borne out of the whenever there is a crackdown on enforcement. The enforcement, the overdose deaths increase. So they are not technically overdose deaths because when we have analyzed, most of them are spurious drugs. What happens is that we drive the drugs off the market. There's a lot of pressure, we make arrests, we make recoveries. So either the drug becomes costlier or the drug is not available. Then what happens is diversions. In fact, what is normally happening in South Malwa, you would be aware, that people are taking to pharmaceutical drugs in a big way.
That's right.
Because certain other drugs are not available. So this is basically, that is why we always say that there's a multi-pronged approach is required. What all over the globe we say it is EDP, enforcement, de-addiction and prevention.
Right.
Now enforcement is you catch the people who are selling the drugs, you send them behind bars. De-addiction is those people who are consuming or even those who are peddlers, they need to be weaned away from the drug, because what happens is that they again and again fall into this trap. Prevention is reaching out to the population who is not yet hooked onto drugs by awareness campaigns, by various methods, by explaining to them. So all these three things have been going on. And what I would say that police alone cannot fight the problem of drug trafficking.
Absolutely.
It has to be other sectors of the government, the state government, the central government has to chip in, and the society at large. People have to
So
chip
that
in.
multi-pronged approach is not happening.
It is happening.
It is happening?
It is
Okay.
happening.
But when you said that all these drones that are dropping from Pakistan, that my question to you is, my colleague in Gurdaspur, Ravi Dhaliwal, the Tribune's correspondent there. Now I was talking to him yesterday, and he was telling me that across the border, the villages across the border, 1/3 of the houses in those villages have people who are drug addicts. That is really serious, Mr. Yadav, right?
You see, what we
30% is huge.
you see, these are anecdotal figures because...
Of course,
yes,
anecdotal.
Yes, but I would agree with Mr. Dhaliwal that the problem is acute in the border areas. What we have done is, just for your information,
Sure.
that 2 years back we sat with the various agencies and formulated a plan, especially for the border. So along with, we work in full coordination with the BSF. So the BSF suggested us that, BSF is deployed at the border, then there's nothing in the background. So 2 years back, we then started what we call the second line of defense. It's nowhere else in the country. So 5 kilometers to 7 kilometers behind the BSF, we put our Naka points, we put our certain static locations and we deployed Punjab police on all the border districts of Punjab. So we formulated a plan along with, we took central agencies on board, we took BSF on board, we found out what were the hot spots where the drones were coming. Now we mapped the hot spots, then we found out who are the people
so which are the hot
area.
spots? Which are the
again,
hot
I'll
spots?
not comment. I'm giving you the general picture.
Okay. But would Gurdaspur be a hot spot?
Primarily, these hotspots are in Taran Taran and Amritsar district. Some are there in Gurdaspur.
All right.
Gurdaspur, yes, I have been in Gurdaspur. In fact, I have interacted with Ravi also, and what he's saying
he's a fine correspondent.
He's an excellent person. So what I was just giving you what we did after that. So now we sent a proposal to the state government. We've got 40 crores to have infrastructure building on the second line of defense. Now, half of that, 20 crores we are spending to put 3,200 CCTVs at various locations, because we police can't be everywhere. So that scheme is ongoing. The Housing Corporation Punjab is installing these CCTVs cameras. So by year end they would be there. 10 crores we spent on increasing the mobility of the border police stations by getting them additional vehicles and newer vehicles, and 10 crore is on infrastructure building, like wherever we want certain structures. And along with in coordination with BS, in fact that is why this primarily I would give the credit to PSF. But yes, some part of credit we would also claim, because we work together, and whenever there's a drone, you would see all the seizures on the border are joint.
So these drones fly over the border, and then how does it work? You shoot them down and then you find these packets of heroin?
Again, it's
Tell me.
Confidential territory. So sometimes, they just drop the load. We come to know, because again, what we have done, we have formed village defense committees all along the border. First we started within 5 kilometers of the border. Now we have extended to 10 kilometers of the border. So, and a lot of people, especially in the districts of Pathankot, Gurdaspur, they are ex-servicemen. So a lot of support we are getting from the common people also. Right. They tell us, they inform us. And what is basically happening is that we have certain people, certain families, they say that they've been into this for generations, on the other side of the border also, on this side of the border also. So many of them have moved away. Many of them have gone into this.
Is in it for generations, meaning?
Meaning since the last 70, 80 years, smuggling has been going across this border.
So anything is smuggled?
It started with, I would remember when the border used to be unfenced. So there was a lot of gold smuggling.
You remember that?
Yeah. So
you were born in Amritsar, so you probably, and your dad was in the army. So you probably did. Have you been? And then I'm not going to ask you whether you went across without a visa, but.
But personally, after the fence came up, the fence was a great game changer. But
so the offence would be about like 10 years old?
No, it's
30
years.
30 years.
During terrorism days. In fact, at that time there used to be a lot of intrusions in 90s, 80s. Yes,
so after the fence came up, it was a game changer.
Game changer in the sense that was one of the factors behind terrorism stopping, because free flow of. So what I mean to say that there has been a history of these things coming. So earlier it was coming through riverine gaps. Now there are certain gaps in the fencing because the river Ravi washes it away. So they cannot be fenced. Certain areas are there. So Pakistan also knows which are those areas. This drones started in 2019. So why I'm saying that they are
2019, so it's only 5 years old.
September 2019, 20th September 2019, the first drone was formed.
And what was it carrying?
So drugs, explosives. They like earlier. There would be, specific modules, they would only send explosives, the terror modules, or somebody would only, majorly they are sending drugs, but now we are seeing mixed consignments also.
Like what?
Like a typical consignment might have drugs also, it might have a few pistols also. So
how big is an average consignment?
It depends, man. In fact, because we have made it difficult for them, till last year we used to have bigger drones.
So how big is a drone? No, it's like 5 feet, 7 feet.
No,
how big is it?
Smaller than that, but it's like they would be
3
carrying
feet?
10 to 12 kgs. Now they've even they are called hexacopter drones now, which are coming. They're very, very small. So economies of scale, we are making recoveries of 1 kg, half kg, 1.5 kg. So they have shifted to sending a large number of drones, but they are small. So they maybe because they are also feeling some of the financial pinch because they've lost.
So the Pakistan economy is in such terrible shape, but they're still sending drugs across the border into India to try and debilitate the population.
It's a way of making money. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're living off the drugs. Pakistan and
But this is another kind of a proxy war, would you
yes,
say?
yes, that's what I said. They are trying to bleed India by 1,000 cuts. Like they are waging a proxy war. They are using narco-terrorism. They are using every trick in the trade. That's why when I said in the beginning that we are fighting the nation's battle, that it is such an onslaught, especially in the last 4 years.
So the Pakistan military establishment, or we're not getting into who, whether it's the political class or the military establishment or the ISI, but there is, you would say, a concerted effort on the Pakistanis, on the government, to carry on this campaign of narco-terrorism.
Definitely, because we have evidence of the involvement of ISI officials. We have evidence.
You do have evidence.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about it? What kind of evidence do you have?
I can't comment more than that.
No, but just tell me. So these ISI officials, this would be along the border on the other side of Punjab?
Other side of the border.
And they are actively, I would imagine, putting
Pak
together.
ISI is actively encouraging terrorism in Punjab. It is encouraging drug trade in Punjab. It is the main state actor behind all this.
Pakistan ISI.
Yes.
Pakistan ISI, so let me reiterate, the Pakistan ISI is the main actor behind the narco-terrorism in India.
Yes, in Punjab at least.
In Punjab. Now, Bhagwant Mann, the Chief Minister, the other day said that it was that a lot of the drugs were coming from Gujarat and Maharashtra.
Yes, drugs are coming from the hinterland also, various states. Like I would give like this what we call bhuki and all, which is consumed in the Malwa region of Punjab. It basically, I think everyone knows that poppy husk. Nothing is grown in Punjab. So there are no licenses. So what is happening in certain states, they have given opium cultivation licenses, like in UP, like in MP, like in Rajasthan. So licit opium is cultivated for medicinal purposes, and then it is diverted, and from opium then this poppy husk come. So traditionally poppy husk and opium have been coming from Haryana, Rajasthan side, like charas comes from Himachal. So these things are coming, and this trend which
you know your drugs well, Mr. Yadav.
Yeah. So what has happened is that shipments have been coming. Last year we got 75 kgs from. It was a joint operation with Gujarat ATS. So there were huge consignments got 75 kgs, 72 kgs in Gujarat ports. One was in Nhava Sheva in Mumbai. So they were coming by containers because these containers are so huge.
Where are they coming from? Pakistan?
Not Pakistan directly, they're from other Middle East countries.
There was one 530 kg also.
No, there was one 3,000 kgs.
Yes,
that was
Gujarat
in Gujarat.
Police, Gujarat Police.
Yeah. So where was that coming from?
So I think it was Iran.
Iran?
Yeah.
So that is the Afghanistan route,
you see,
right?
what happens is that sometimes, just the manifests and all, a lot of things go. The things go. Sometimes the ship, because it's a ship which may be coming from country X, but on the papers say that it's coming from country Y.
Right.
So such things also happen.
But do you think it's coming from Pakistan?
Pakistan is definitely, is the prime mover. It's the prime mover.
The epicenter, would you say?
Yes.
Pakistan is the epicenter of narco-terrorism, and it's aimed at India.
Yes.
So, sorry, Jupinder, I just have a couple of questions because I'm deeply interested in this whole thing, and the way Pakistan is sort of fighting this war against India. Is that so you and the BSF, the Punjab Police and the BSF are working and collaborating together, especially along the border, and you have full support from the centre?
Yes, we have full. Punjab government has full support of the central government.
On this aspect at least, even though they're both, different political parties.
No, as I said, we are professionals, and in matters of national security, we always work together. And again, Punjab has had a history. That is how terrorism in Punjab was defeated, by the joint efforts of everyone.
So this EDP campaign that you said, so first you have to basically the preventing comes later. But do you believe that there must be, to assist the cops, to assist the police in cracking down on this huge drug menace, you need other parts of the government to also come and work with you?
I fully agree. In fact, that is why we had flagged this issue, and the Chief Secretary yesterday had held a meeting with all the administrative secretaries. And we discussed a sort of a blueprint on how to take this forward by, first of all, the health department. Now they are building up a plan to sort of bolster their capacity for de-addiction, their capacity for then linking it with skill development, looking for opportunity, looking for funding from central government where we could have in education, in sports. So state government would be preparing an overall comprehensive plan.
But is this the first time it's being done, Mr. Yadav? That's quite strange, isn't it?
You see, as I said, from the enforcement point of view, what happens is that that you catch a lot of people, you put them behind bars,
Including big fish.
and they come out after some time.
Including big fish.
Yeah, a lot of big fish have been caught.
They have been caught?
Yes.
And they're behind bars?
Yes. I'm told that that's what I mentioned to you. 81% conviction rate is the highest in the country.
But despite that...
We have had seizures of 48 kgs, 36 kgs, 70 kgs, huge seizures we have had.
48 kgs
Heroin.
of heroin via the drone, or
No, it was it was recovered in Jalandhar in, I think, April.
Yeah.
This 48 kgs.
48 kg. Then 76 in Fazilka.
Yes.
Fazilka, Firozpur, when the...
So these are not, because such huge things don't come from
so
drone.
in this last 6 months, how much would you have picked up?
This, like last year, our heroin recovery was 1350 kg. Just to give a
So
perspective.
2023.
No, yeah, just to give a perspective, in 2017, like our heroin recovery was 17. I'm not gloating.
Yeah.
I'm just giving figure.
Yeah.
So our heroin recovery has gone up by 560%.
No, 1 second. In 2017, it was how much?
179 kgs. Then
179 kgs.
Then in last year it was 1346 kgs. So
1,346
kgs.
kilos
Yes.
in 2023.
Yes. This year, I think we are touching around 500.
Already?
Already. Yes. So what I'm saying, the point is well taken, ma'am, what you said, that we are catching a large number of seizures are happening. One, which is a fact, which is a fact on record. So obviously these big seizures, big consignments, the people who are caught, they are the big fish. Like for example, we worked together with NCB, we cooperated with when Akshay Chhabra was arrested in Ludhiana. So they busted a factory there. So we worked jointly with them. So these are but what now we have sort of, after this brainstorming, we are also focusing majorly on what we call points of sale. So these are the places in mohallas and villages where drugs are being sold. So we are now going after the points of sale also.
But this is the first time that the Punjab government is undertaking this comprehensive exercise.
I think in the past also exercises must have been done.
And nothing happened?
No, things do happen, because what I feel that as you appreciated that it is a national challenge, in the sense that you have a country which is,
it is a national challenge,
which is in doldrums, and its major objectives is to destabilize India. Now, if it is putting all its might, no, obviously it is, you see, what I am not, I don't have hard figures to support what I am saying, but I am saying that the last couple of years campaign has made a difference, because if you see the Asian Games, now our youth Punjab did exceptionally well, and our medal tally was second only to Haryana. There was a time when we were not getting any medals. So maybe, our universities, our colleges, the youth are turning away from, because this prevention campaign we have majorly focused on since last year. So we have held, we held a massive cycle rally in Ludhiana, we held a huge function in Amritsar, when we kicked it off in Amritsar, and then everywhere we are having these, taking people along, like somewhere small, a painting competition, a seminar, or just getting, like in Gurdaspur we did this, with Ravi was there in that the reformed addicts, they came and recounted their stories, that what had, so all this, even our governor's border visits have helped.
Right.
That because people get together, village defense committees are formed. So a lot of work has been done by civil society at large, by the police also, by everyone. So maybe there is, maybe we have not yet sort of, but I'm not saying that drugs are not yet, that done an empirical study to find out. So it would be absolutely, I don't want to make any statement about what is the prevalence of drugs in the state, but all these things are good signs that our sports people doing well.
But are you, Mr. Yadav, are you confident that you will crack this problem?
Ma'am, we are very confident that we would definitely make a dent, and
only a dent,
cut us in a major dent, so as to say that you see, to make a claim that one will eradicate the drug problem is a very tall claim, but we would substantially work together with all stakeholders to bring the drug problem under control and give a major blow to it.
Okay. I have a couple of questions. Jupinder, do you have any?
Yeah, ma'am. Just two main questions. So sir, this is brilliant, from 179 to 1,346 kg, because I have been reporting on drugs for almost 10 years now. But sir, how much percentage is this compared to the actual consumption?
Yes,
Like,
that is, in fact, that is the
you know,
question. You see,
yeah, so
we
that
have,
means the
you see-
thumb rule is that, you know, if you recover one
No, you're right.
assignment from across the
No, I
border,
agree. I fully agree. That is what I
Yeah.
tell my officers, that
Yeah.
don't be complacent just because you are making large
if you
recoveries.
have, like,
it means large consignments are
I
coming
think we
in.
have about 1 lakh addicts. There have been different studies. So even if they are consuming like what, half a gram daily, like there was a girl found chained in Muxar village, and you know, she was a drug addict.
No, in
and
fact,
the
what has
gov-
happened, I'll tell you.
So she was taking half gram daily.
No,
So
Jupinderjit,
people have-
I would tell you. You see, what that is how.
Do we just want to know how much is total heroin consumed
you
in Punjab
see,
daily?
I would not speculate on this. I'll tell you why. A lot of it, that in fact, when I said, because this is backed by scientific analysis, that because when we investigate, because in all cases we are registering culpable homicide cases, investigating, that most of these, the drug found is spurious. They mix something with the other. So obviously it is not, that is why a death occurs. But it is very unfortunate that lot of them are turning to other, you know, other addictions. Like we discussed in this meeting of chief secretaries, certain like tramadol. But tramadol is widely prevalent. Now of course it has been included in NDPS Act schedule. So there are certain practical issues, like certain drugs are governed by the Drugs Act. So the drug that we have, the number of drug inspectors is very less because the powers of search and seizure are with the drug inspectors. When the police cannot raid a chemist shop and check for drugs, because that's not the police domain. Right. So it's only by working together. What you are saying, that it is possible that someone is, you know, not getting heroin, the person is taking some other drug, it is mixed with something. I'm told they mix a lot of things, and you know, so sometimes, in fact, this is what one of our experienced officers said. He said, we are going in for a major crackdown now. Be prepared for increase in overdose deaths, because heroin is going to get scarier, the price is going to go up.
That's
and
right.
people are going to, you know, get diverted to other. So in fact, about addiction, what in government de-addiction centers, now here in fact we have, the health department has flagged this issue, and they would be sort of going into capacity. I'll just certain figures from health department only. Now they have these 36 de-addiction centers, government de-addiction centers, with 638 beds. In the private sector, there are 177 centers with 1640 beds. So all together in 2023, 77,500 people were de-addicted. Now we have 529 OAT clinics. Now where they are dispensing, now there are 2.8 lakh patients registered with them. Of course, now this number could be a misnomer also, because this goes registration since the OAT clinics were established. So the you know, people keep on coming, or somebody has registered, he's not coming and taking a. So what is basically happening, they are giving them after a protocol which was devised in consultation with PGI, that buprenorphine. It's a kind of a tapering, and then first the dose is calibrated, that this person needs this much of dose, and then he's tapered off, and the whole idea is that after a fixed amount of time, he sort of goes down. So, but then you see there are, we don't believe in pointing fingers at others, and so we want to work together with all the departments, work out a comprehensive plan, because ultimately, you know, enforcement, you can do only that much enforcement. You know, the people have to be sort of, you know, put back in the mainstream, they have to be reformed, alternate means of livelihood have to be given to them. So, and I'm very sure with everyone coming together, and I'm hopeful that this would become a movement, and things can change totally, because it's not because if you see what is happening, if the way I envisage, if we enforce strongly, we cut down on the supply, the prevention side, that is why a lot of emphasis will now be paid. In fact, some people say, why is the police doing all these gimmicks? I said, these are not gimmicks. These are prevention activities which the youth, at least for, you see, you have X amount of people who are consumers.
Right.
Now, my aim is that I don't want this X, we can debate the figure of X, but it shouldn't increase beyond X. So I think somewhere in Punjab we have made achieve a difference in, you know, not letting the people, but because of capacity issues, so that.
So
sir,
go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, ma'am. So, sir, one of the main demand made by politicians and including elected members, including Aam Aadmi Party leaders, was that Punjab should have opium cultivation. That would be a way to, like we are putting them on buprenorphine. So, I don't know.
You see, in the US
How does it
also,
work? Are you in favor of
marijuana has been decriminalized. So, you see, I am not an expert on narcotic matters.
Yeah,
So
we'll ask him this question in the next interview. But I want to ask you, Mr. Yadav. Now, Amritpal, the member of parliament from Khandur Sahib, is in jail under NSA. He's been in Dibrugarh. We've reported, all the media have reported that his detention has been...
I cannot make any comments in the matter because...
No, my question to you is not about Amritpal nor about his election to Khandur Sahib. My question is that in the run-up to that, the Punjab police was trying to catch him. And he was all over the state.
No comments on the matter.
But why not?
No comments.
But he was eluding you, right?
No comments.
So he was finally caught after a few days, and then he was charged under NSA and put into the Dibrugarh.
You see, I cannot make any comments on a quasi-judicial matter. It is beyond my purview.
Okay, so no comments on that. Do you have any... I also want to say, Mr. Yadav, that I think the conduct of the Punjab police during these recent elections was quite remarkable. Because although the BJP candidates did complain that, a lot of the farmers did not let them enter the villages, but I think you were able to avert confrontations and you were able to get people to talk to each other.
Ma'am, what I would say that not a single violent incident took place in Punjab. We were commended by everyone. All parties campaigned freely, and given the internal security challenges, given the threat from across the border, given the intelligence inputs, that the elections, the Punjab police rose to the occasion and conducted elections in a very flawless and smooth way.
Yeah. Any questions, Jupinder? Any other questions? I know you didn't answer the Amritpal question, and perhaps I'll try again next time. But Mr. Yadav, thank you for asking.
Looking forward to.
But thank you so much for answering all my other questions. And I do want to say, and I do want to reiterate that you guys are doing a fine job, and we at the Tribune as journalists, all we want is to write the story that we think that should be written, that articulates what the people are saying, because that's our motto, the voice of the people. And that's why we wanted to have you, because we do believe that it is your right as the top cop of Punjab to be able to put forward your point of view. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you all for watching so much. Do subscribe to the Tribune's YouTube channel and keep watching Deot Punjab. Tell us what you think about this show and follow us across social media. Thank you again for watching.
Thank you very much.